Good afternoon. This is a review of the current work on the distance measuring and movement measuring routines for the Hero System mod. This is actually in alpha, not beta at the moment, but I think it's an interesting opportunity to review what we're currently looking at. The first thing is the distance measuring. So we have here a very simple example of someone standing on a tall blue block and someone standing on the other side of it, and we want to measure the distance between those various individuals. So we currently have Charged Crusader as our player, and this gangster here is, from what we can tell, 1, 2, 3, 4 hexes away. So if we right click him to select him, see the yellow highlight, and then click on the 0 here, we can see down here that the gangster is 4 meters away. If we right click on the gangster at the top of the block to select him and do the same click, we can see he's 5 meters away, and therefore, as you can see, you can measure height accurately using this system. Now that's quite interesting, but how far can we go? So we have another character over here, we do the same test and we can see that he's 16 meters away. We have Phantom Pharaoh over here, we can see that he's 25 meters away, and lastly we have a gangster leader over there who, when we click, is 53 meters away. So obviously this is very early in testing. The key point here is typically the character's combat record would be on screen, and the button to measure the distance would be on the combat record. I don't have it all working at the moment because obviously, as I said, this is an early test, but what it shows is the fact that in the same way I can click on this 0 here to measure the distance, by definition I could click on a button on the combat record to measure a distance also. So this will mean you won't have to use the ruler, you won't have to realign yourself, you won't have to do anything like that to actually measure the distance to someone accurately, including the height. In addition, we were looking if we're going to replace the ruler or get rid of even the hexes. I think it's important to look at how we're going to move. So if I pick up and move Charged Crusader, you can see that he's left a button behind, and that button is telling you that he's currently 4 meters moved away. And if you see the green number in the bottom right hand corner just underneath his stats, you'll see it's recognized as 4 meters away. So as we move around, that number changes, and you'll have seen it for a second flash yellow then. For the purposes of this exercise, I've altered his movement, and he now moves at 10 meters, running 10. Obviously, as we are in 5, it's green, and that shows that he's less than half his move distance. If he goes to 6, it shows that he's over half his move distance, and it counts as a full move. And if we go all the way over here, there's his full move, and then 11 goes red as he leaves and goes beyond what he's able to move in a turn. So you should know as a player, while you're moving him around, exactly the distance, exactly when you're within half, exactly wherever you are, how far the distance is. And if we move, as you can see, that number goes up. So remember we checked out here, he was 53 away to the gangster leader. Well, strangely, that's true. It is 53, as we can see there. We can obviously continue off into the distance and the number keeps on going, and as we come back the number reduces until finally we return to where we are and it's 0. We release, and there we go, we're done. Hopefully this will be interesting to you. It should mean that we can dispose of hexes potentially, if people are happy with that. You can obviously still use the hex, nothing stops using hex. The hex is on this screen here so you can see it, but you don't actually really need it, obviously. So if we turn the lines off for the grid and move, we can still see the number changing. It's not counting those hexes, it knows the raw distance for the character. As simple as that. So, The plan is hopefully in the next release to include this movement system in for characters as part of their build, and if we do so, that will also include the right click distance measure so that you can test distance to things. The plan is, if that all works, to immediately put that distance into the distance checker and set it up for the range modifier as well. You could even literally just press the to hit button while it's selected, maybe, I haven't decided on that yet, and it will pick the distance up, apply the modifiers and just make the roll for you. So hopefully that was interesting, and I look forward to showing you more as we work on it and hopefully get it built into the combat record. Thank you.